people, it is 177 days since the Kenyan electorate went to the ballot to decide who would lead them for 5 years. The 9th August 2022 general election, in line with the 2010 constitution, involved 6 elections: the presidency, gubernatorial race, Senate, county member of parliament of the National Assembly, or women representatives as they are better known, National Assembly members in the 290 single-member constituencies, and members of the county assemblies. Just to jog your mind, there were 16,106 candidates eyeing 1,882 elective seats in the August 2022 general elections. 4 candidates, William Ruto, Raila Odinga, George Wajakoya, and David More Wahiga, were in the presidential race. 266 candidates faced off in the contest for 47 governor seats. 342 contestants tried their hand in the quest to secure the 47 Senate seats. 361 women were cleared to vie for the 7 woman representative slots, and 2,135 candidates competed for the available 290 National Assembly seats from the single-member constituencies. Of course, the bulk of the candidates who vied for the county assembly seats, 12,998 of them for the available 1,450 ward seats. I'm sure you're wondering where I'm taking you with all these statistics. Well, if a stranger landed in our country today, he or she would be excused if they thought another general election was around the corner. The political temperatures are rising. President William Ruto and his main challenger in last August State House contest, Raila Odinga, are firing verbal salvos at each other, and the social media platforms are a theater of political exchanges. Yet, according to the clearly outlined tenure of parliament and government, well established by provisions of the 2010 constitution, the next general election is 1,650 days away. To be precise, the next general election will be held on Tuesday, 10th of August, 2027. For a country of 50 million plus people, allow me to submit that politicians are a minority. But every so often, they act as if only their needs, wishes, and aspirations matter. A closer look at the post-election evaluation report for the August 9th, 2022 general election, compiled and released by the electoral body IEBC, confirms that 22.1 million people were registered as voters, out of which 14 million, or 64.77%, turned up for a date with the ballot, which was a drop compared to the 78% turnout attained in the 2017 general election. The raging discussion is on how the general election was conducted, particularly the presidential race, whether the Wafula Chebukati-led wing of IEBC conducted the polls in a free, fair, and credible manner, or if the Juliana Cherera axis of the commission had raised genuine issues on the management of the election or were being used to dilute the people's will at the ballot. These are the dominant issues currently. As expected, President Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza team insist the general election was professionally handled, while Raila Odinga and the Azimio Brigade think otherwise. I will not venture that direction. My point is, why do people go to elections? I submit they queue for hours to make a decision on who they want to entrust their taxes with, pick what they consider a workable plan of action, as outlined in the candidate's manifesto, and generally where they feel safer and their aspirations addressed. The running theme for many voters is service delivery, growth of a vibrant economy, a conducive environment to do business, bring up their children, and to safely carry on with their lives. But if 177 days after a general election, the discussion dominantly is on how that election was conducted and how the 2027 general election ought to be conducted and by who, then when will the real issues that prompted voters to go to the ballot be discussed? Shouldn't the pertinent discussion now be on how to cushion a majority of citizens, who are the voters, by the way, from the vagaries of a difficult economy? Shouldn't parliamentarians be taking the government to task on implementation of the competence-based curriculum, CBC? Shouldn't the opposition team be piling pressure on the president and his administration to establish short-term and long-term mechanisms of reducing the cost of living that is truly punishing the vast majority of citizens? Shouldn't a lot of time be dedicated to discussing policies that will attract investors and create job opportunities for millions of young people and many more that are being churned from our institutions of higher learning every year? As the political class quarrel over the last general election, in another election that is 235 weeks away, the cost of power and water is rising. The exchange rate of the Kenyan shilling to the dollar is heading to 125 as at today. There are parents who don't know what to feed their children or didn't know what to feed their children tonight, or where money to settle the school fees will come from. There are people with patients and can't access even the basic medical care. There are residents in the northern part of our country who have no guarantee on their safety or that of their property because of bandits. When will these issues that are important and that took us to elections on August 9th be discussed? I am convinced that politicians totally enjoy elections and find the space in between boring and very unnecessary. That explains why, instead of focusing on key issues that matter to the voters, the political class, currently in State House, in the opposition, Parliament, governors' offices, and county assemblies are already working, discussing, debating, and raising political temperatures on the 2027 general election, and guess what? Even the 2032 one. Imagine. That's my punchline.